Today we have with us an eminent personality from the fields of science and technology and management, who is the new chairman and managing director, as well as director of marketing in the Navratna Defence PSU, Bharat Electronics. Also continuing his role as director of other units and his past role of general manager of Advanced Mission Systems Navy and a 3-year stint in BEL's New York office, he has a career in Bharat Electronics spanning 36 years. He completed his Bachelors in Mechanical Engineering from IIT-Banaras Hindu University and Masters in Business Administration in Marketing. Having held various senior management positions in BEL and dedicating a majority of his life in the scientific field of aerospace and defense electronics, it is going to be a particularly interesting session when we ask him about his scientific, religious, as well as spiritual beliefs and philosophy. It is our great pleasure to welcome Mr. Bhanu Prakash Srivastava. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Alright, so let's start.
Yeah.
Very good evening, sir. My name is Komal Bahadurge, and let's start with our question. My first question is: when did you first join Bharat Electronics, and did you always wanted to be there?
When we were in final year, many companies were coming for campus selection in IIT-BPU, and Bharat Electronics was one of them. At that time, we had plenty of offer, and I had around 4 offers at that time. But out of these 3-4 offers which I had, both from private sector and public sector, I decided to join Bharat Electronics because a new unit was coming up, and I thought that working as a young engineer in establishing a new plant will give good experience. And that's how in 1986 I joined Bharat Electronics.
So, next question is that you have done your education in fields of engineering and business administration, and both are fields which value pragmatic, rational thinking. So, how has that shaped your philosophy towards science and in general way of living?
When we graduated, it's mostly in mechanical engineering. If you say 80 to 90%, it was a technical education, where various fields of mechanical engineering, be it mechanics, be it thermal engineering, be it manufacturing technology, and some part of management was there in our course material as a part of industrial engineering and management. But once you join an organization, initial period around 7-8 years, 10 years, you work in pure technical area. But then when you move up in the organization, you move from technology to business management, where you have to lead a team, you have to get the business, you have to market your products. So ultimately, creating wealth for organization becomes one of the motto. And then MBA education does help. It provides you technical inputs, managerial inputs, theoretical inputs, which are supplemented by what you do in your field.
I would like to ask, do you believe in gods?
Yes, definitely. I do believe in God because, in life also there has to be somebody who is monitoring, who is controlling this whole universe. We may not know it, we may not see it, but there is somebody. So yes, I do believe in God.
So what is the relationship between science, religion and philosophy according to you?
Yes, science is something which we experiment, which we see the rational behind any phenomena which is happening. See, in the science, we do experiment, we find out the reasoning. Religion also, if you see the same thing, you have an impact, you have the outcome, and then you find a rational. Like if you see why there should be so much inequality in human being. See, everybody is born different, everybody is born in different family, with different background, different financial conditions. Why there is so much difference? If there is nobody controlling this, everybody should be born equal. But then if you have a faith or if you have a belief in God, then you say that there are multiple birth and rebirth, like Atma. It's immortal, and it comes in a body, and then person is born, and then he dies, and then he is reborn. So what karma you do, what are your karma in this life, they decide how you are going to be born in next life. So what is two parts is called what is called prarabdha. When you are born, you born with certain prarabdha. Your karma is in the past life. That decides where you are born, and then in this life, what you do apart from prarabdha taken together gives you destiny in this life. So we have to believe in God. Many times, if you see, you do a small effort and you get a lot of benefit. Results are good. Sometimes you struggle hard, slog, but still results are not coming. So there has to be some reason about that. So maybe religion or philosophy, what is there, that gives their answer.
And my question is that, do you believe in God's miracles or logic and science?
See, there is nothing like miracle. Everything is based on logic only. Whatever God also does, it's based on logic only. God never does anything miracle. So even if God exists, which I do believe God exists, whatever God gives to us, it's again based on rational and logic. What we do, how we shape our destiny, how we put our effort, what are our karmas in this, whether we are doing good karma or bad karma. Based on that only God gives the result. So based on rational and logic, nothing is miracle.
So my question is, have you read books related to spirituality?
Yes, I do read. I do read all types of books related to spirituality also, books related to management also, books related to science and technology also. See, reading is one thing which gives you a lot of the knowledge. You get benefited from the experience of others. So yes, that is very important. Reading is a good habit, and many times books is so interesting that sometimes I read it a stretch and finish the book in 1 or 2 days.
But as you said, you have read many books on management, and you have been in various senior management position in your career. So what have been some of your important constant beliefs of managing a group of people?
See, first thing is that you have to be true to yourself. You have to be role model, and what you preach, you have to practice. That has been very important aspect when you want to lead a people. There cannot be two rules, one for yourself and one for your person. So whatever you say, you have to practice yourself and then only say. If you say that your people to read about technology, then you have to read also. So like in our career, if you see, when we entered into organization, any profession you go, you start with almost zero. From college you go, so all theoretical knowledge. And the technology is changing so fast, so much development, that you have to keep pace with technology. And that can happen only when you read a lot. So in my career also, like Bharat Electronics is a multi-technology company. And when we move up, you get different assignments. So many assignments, many technology will be totally new to you. So you have to read a lot. Like when I initially dealing with radio systems, then technology in RF and high frequency radio waves. Move to radar systems, then you have to understand what are the radars, what are the bands, what types of radar, how they function, what are their problems. So you read those books on radars. Like I read thoroughly a book by radar system by Skolnick. Then move to head the sonar system. So that is a different technology. Radar is in air, sonar is the propagation of sound waves in the water. So you read that technology. So if you have to lead the team, you have to understand the subject, you have to work with them, listen to them, and then analyze and help them achieve. So that's the way it happens.
So, sir, what are some of the beliefs which have changed during your tenure, like which you had before, but as you gained more experience, you concluded that no, I was thinking now I think differently than how I thought before.
See, when you are young and when you join an organization, younger age, you are. So I was also a bit impatient. See, and then that failures. In college you never what you say that see the failures. You are academically good every time you appear in exam, you appear in the test, you get highest marks always, first in the class or something like that, and then in college also, institute also, you get very good marks. So it never happens that your exam is bad and you get poor grades. But once you join the organization and you are working, it's a very complex scenario. So every time things doesn't happen the way you want or the way you plan, then instead of getting demoralized and getting demotivated, how to come out of that situation and do even better. So that is start the corporate world. Be patient, accept failures, because see, any new product development or new strategy you deploy, it's not necessary that it will succeed. So you should have a plan B, plan C ready, and even if there is a failure, you have to learn how it failed and how you come out with new strategy, new plan, and do even better than what you thought earlier.
Sir, do you think there's an Indian way of management or a way from which Indians are best managed and are the most productive?
Yes, see, Indians by nature, if you see, we give what you say that respect to age. We are taught that always respect elderly persons. We are somehow complexity is slightly more in India than foreign countries. So it's difficult to tell. Yes, when I was in USA for 3 years and working with American people, managing them was a bit easy, because they do straight whatever you tell, they will do and then go away. In India, input is X, output Y varies. So you have to understand the person's background, his upbringing, how he is behaving, what are the complex that interfaces between people, and then accordingly lead the people. But best strategy always has been to lead by example, and that has worked well for me.
How do you balance your technical and rational work with your religious life?
Religious life, like you don't need to spend a lot of time on religious, that you say that ceremonies and all. When I say that I am a spiritual person, time when you relax or you are thinking, you think about God, what is the rationality, what are the things, good things as per society, and then you do. So balancing is not an issue. It's not like if you are religious doesn't mean that you spend half an hour doing puja daily or 45 minutes or 1 hour. It's not required. I don't spend more than 2-3 minutes daily, just pray to God and then go.
You mean मन में श्रद्धा होनी चाहिए?
हाँ, मन में श्रद्धा होनी चाहिए, और जो भगवान के रास्ते हैं उसका पालन करना चाहिए. You should follow those paths instead of sitting and spending time. If you want to even recite that prayers, it's not necessary you go there and sit down and then only do. While moving also you can recite the prayers. God is everywhere, so it's not necessarily that you sit down. Yes, but you find time. I do go to temples, I spend some time. But then when you are on the job, then you have to dedicate it for your profession and your organization.
So you have always been working in a very scientific, technical environment. So are there any learnings from studying that type of thing which you have taken in your personal life or adapted that way of thinking in your personal life or your family life?
See, whether it is a personal life or professional life, principle is same, that you have to be true to what you think, and there should not be a double standard. So whether in personal life also, whatever you are telling, whatever you are expecting in your personal life from others, whether your sons, daughters, your wife, what behavior you are expecting, how they should behave, you have to do it yourself also. So that is the principle I have followed everywhere, whether it is personal life or it is professional life, and it has been successful.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you so much for answering all our questions. It was a really wonderful, short but really wonderful session. And we thank you for agreeing for the interview and giving your precious time to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.